he got pleurisy while he was over in Arizona. So he had, I think, a week or two when he was ill on the airfield, and then he had 10 days R&R. So we hitched to the Grand Canyon, went down the Grand Canyon on a donkey, and then hitched back. And one of the families that gave him a lift while he was hitchhiking, they became firm friends, carried on being pen friends for their entire life. And the family came over to visit us in 1977, and I'm still pen friends with their daughter, who wasn't born then, but was born shortly afterwards. So it was a lifelong kind of English-American friendship. And I know they sent us Arizona Highway magazine for years, so I saw one over there, which is lovely. So my dad kept a diary from when he left at Gurrock, and on the Queen Mary going over, and then coming back on the Queen Elizabeth. So he was on the same ship, the same trip as you. And yes, he spent those 5 days in New York with no money. Luckily, someone he met on the Grand Canyon trip just happened to have I think an uncle who had a flat in Brooklyn. So he found somewhere to stay in New York, so that was a lucky break. So he kept a diary from going on the ship to coming back. It finishes when they landed in Liverpool dock on the journey back, and he said, "Oh, 4 days leave, whiz out," and that was the end of his diary. So I've had the copies made, so the diary and a photograph album. So yeah, lots of photographs of the train journey and of trips, and a party at Pig Fair, and the storm in August that we've heard about, and then the trip, the boat back. So they're on the brown, kind of the copies at the far end. So do have
it's a shame. I was going to say, I was looking for them. You can't actually show them because they're down there.
Yeah, so
you've turned them into photo books, haven't you?
Yeah, so I had them copied and then had them printed, so they're
she's on a mission then.
And one of these days I will transcribe the diaries. So because
they're quite legible, though, aren't they?
Yeah, very legible. So you just wrote them on airmail paper. So it didn't take up very much room. Oh, thank you. So every single day he was very good, and he always talked about the food, because yes, it was so different from the food they got in the UK, and talked about flying, and yes, talked about the exam he had to do and to get a weekend pass.